Okay, so just a few years after 4th edition, which proved to be a big financial failure, they decided to do 5th edition, and there was an effort made to have actual players test play it, but so they made some of the early drafts of this available for people to give comments. I'm not sure if they actually read any of these comments or listened to what people had to say. But I could tell already from the early drafts it was not for me. It was too complicated. But the artwork has this muddy style and all the art looks the same in this style. Supposedly they were going to use this edition to draw in all the players of all the editions. And yeah, so there's some new class and thief or class and race options that I had not heard of before in this edition, which is not too big of a problem, but it to me, the art. This is a book on art, so let's talk about the art. The art, it's all this muddy style, and I don't understand why the mighty Hasbro Corporation, who has enough money to outbid everybody for the best artists, can't get as good art as some of their competitors. Look at this Blue Home one. It's very reminiscent of the Holmes basic box cover, and it's much better quality to me, much easier to see what you're looking at here. You can tell what class these different characters are. Or this one from Lamentations of the Flame Princess. These are just small guys running book companies out of their apartment, and the mighty Hasbro Corporation can't outbid them for better artists. But yeah, so I wanted this to be a success. I bought into their rhetoric that this is going to be an edition that people from all the past editions will like. And so I got the box set, the introductory box set, and the player's handbook. This is actually a pretty good picture here. Now this one is not. That's really muddy, and I'm looking at it through the screen. It's actually clearer than it is when I look at it in person with my own eye. But yeah, I've not been able to make heads or tails of this edition. He's showing vampires throughout the ages. The original picture of Strahd. I don't remember seeing this one at all ever. But this one I do remember. That's actually the best one to me. These others are not so good. See how muddy looking that 2016 one is? Okay, there's the Doom Vault. Now, one of the things I do like about 5th edition is the maps. The maps are really good quality, and they make these available online. I'm not sure exactly how, but yeah. Here's some picture. Yeah, I don't like the muddiness of this picture of the harpy, but it is nice that you can see it's actually a naked woman, even though you can't see any of the bits. But this gelatinous cube, I can barely make out there's anything inside it. So the monsters are a mixed bag, but just the art style is kind of muddy. And this map here is a bit muddy looking. Okay, this got this in the 5th edition section, but this is Loft, the original Loft from the 1.5 era. And this is Dark Sun from the 2nd edition era. So, what kind of false advertising here? Yeah, so these maps, they're just not just 5th edition maps here. Another new thing is this walkthroughs of classic modules. I love these, and I wish I could get them in poster form. I've only got one, and it's not for a D&D module. It's for Lamentations module. Because when I see them online, they're too small for me to read the print. Yeah, so here's the starter set. It did come with a set of dice, which my Holmes Basic did not. So I like that. But it was not a complete starter set. It was not everything you need to run a campaign through the first 3 levels like my Holmes Basic was. Instead, I don't know what it was. I couldn't make heads or tails of it. There were too many words that meant something different to me. I couldn't figure out how to roll initiative because at times I rolled initiative with a 6-sider, a 12-sider, 6-sider, a 10-sider, and a 20-sider. And I didn't know which one, and it was hard to find it in the text of this. And, and I got this in the Player's Handbook at the same time. I really hoped that they were right about this being an edition for every player. So this first edition picture of Tiamat is not that good. But it's easier to see than this painting, which is too muddy. There's not enough contrast in the colors of the dragon heads. You can't really tell they're that much different in color, and the background is too close to the same color as the dragon head. So there's some more. That's a pretty interesting picture of a beholder there. If this picture were clearer, I bet I would like it a lot more. Okay, so here's a picture of all the editions side by side, except the DM's. This is the monster manual. It should go down there. This is the DM's guide as far as what's in it. But both of those are for the DM. So, the top row is player's handbooks. The second row is supposed to be DM's guides. The third row is monster manuals. Now they've got, for second edition, the monstrous manual, not the monstrous compendium, which is what went with that. And 3.0 and 3.5 look very similar. Yeah, and that was something with third editions. I named it, they got rid of the A and just made D&D. I'm guessing that Dave Arneson got paid a big settlement in exchange for doing that. Are there any more pictures in this? Just the back here. So, yeah, this great Earl Otis picture, which a comedian tricked Fox News into broadcasting it, and what you're seeing through my screen is much more clear than what I see with my eye when I'm looking at it. So that is Arts and Arcana, a Visual History.